Please, be gentle. This is our first time.
Coming to you from a galaxy far, far away, it's Bombad Radio! With your host, Bane Nathos!
We're doomed.
And with him as always, the Chewie to his Han, Ket Limelight!
How rude.
Bombad Radio, bringing you all the latest news, info, mad chats, and Enton sightings across the Gungan Council.
Well, welcome to TGC Radio. This is Bane Nathos speaking, and this is our second host, Ket Limelight. Say hi.
Hi.
And we're here to represent TGC, the Gungan Council, which is your home for Star Wars role-playing, news, and whatever crap we decide to come up with, which is usually about everything.
Damn near.
Anything from alien sightings, to movies, to video games, to smut.
Lightsaber battles on the beach.
Exactly. If it's anything to do with Star Wars nerdiness or, well, even anything that any teens might like, it's there. And if it's not, we'll find it and put it there.
We could.
So this being the first broadcast of Bombad Radio, the official podcast for TGC, or otherwise known as the Gungan Council, what we're going to go through today is a little bit of what the heck TGC is and why we care. So, Ket, you start with first. What is TGC?
Well, first and foremost, Bane, it's a Star Wars role-playing. I mean, that's what it's there for. That's how it started. You know, I may be a new, member here, but TGC has a lovely history section, as it were. It's right there. There's a link on the front page, under the Operation and News. Just check out the history archives. Teach you all about how it started, where it came from. Always a good thing to know what you're doing, where you're coming from.
So, when did TGC start?
According to this, in 1999.
Wow.
Which is a pretty damn long time, if you ask me.
Wow. So, over 10 years. So, what are some of the things that have happened over the past 10 years that you know of?
Well, I've heard, many a story from the members here. You might know better than I do, but I heard something back in the day apparently called a Great Split, where just a whole bunch of members decided to up and go somewhere else. I mean, maybe you could give me more on that one, man. Better to get it from the horse's mouth, I say.
Yeah, the Great Split happened in, 2001? I just got here, and TGC at that time was 32 factions. And for those who don't know, a faction is, like the Empire would be a faction, the Rebel Alliance would be a faction. There was 32 of them at the time. TGC was getting about 5 to 15 members every hour. Yeah, the prequels were coming in, and people were going nuts. And just one day there was a fight among staff, I believe, and the next day 25 of the 32 factions were gone.
Damn, man.
Overnight.
That's harsh.
And they all went to join the same board, too. But funny thing is, 10 years later, we're here,
it is.
And they're not.
Yeah, man. This place is, oh, man. I mean, I've only been active. I mean, I've been a member here since, January at the beginning of the year, but I've only really started to become active the past, month and a half. But, good God, this place is amazing. I mean, I've been role-playing Star Wars since about 98. I started on the easy boards where, a lot of people did. Easy boards, the Talk Cities. There was a few of those there. And basically, I played a lot, and I looked around. I ended up at another board, swrpg.net. Nice place. It's good for, family-friendly, family-oriented writing. Not my style. That goes without saying.
So why does TGC appeal to you more than the other place you're at?
It nurtures your creativity. I don't know if that's cliche to say or anything, but it really does. It lets you think outside the box. I mean, there's this thing, the concept of a fluid timeline, where anything goes from any time. Anything can be done, and it's chaotic, but it allows you so much more freedom to just really go out there and really just pour your heart out into something. So I feel like the quality of the writing is just really good because of that.
Cool. So most people see like Star Wars RP as like, the people that dress up in costume that march in parades, like, the Rose Bowl parade, the 501st, and so on.
Are totally cool people, and we have them here.
True, but most people see Star Wars RPing as those type of people, or like people that do like D&D that dress up and
The atypical nerd.
So,
No.
does that qualify for TGC, or what makes TGC a bit different than the atypical nerd?
For one, TGC has a lot of hot women. Let's just get that out there. We all know it. Somebody just needed to say it.
Indeed.
But there are people from like all walks of life, all different types of lifestyles, all different, backgrounds, different kinds of music, and just everything. It's crazy.
And
I've never seen this big of a melting pot before, man. Never.
well, we can just look at the staff alone. Like let's look at the staff. You have the owner and founder, General Keel. He's from Pennsylvania.
He's awesome.
You have one of the admins, Phyllis Allens, who is from Sydney, Australia. You have myself, Bane Nathos. I am from Alaska. You have another admin, Rach Solon. She's from Chicago. You have the other admin, Bethany Kismet. She's from New York.
New York.
Where you're also from.
Well, actually, she's more specifically, I believe, from Long Island.
True. New York.
Yeah. I live in New Jersey, but I was born and mostly raised in New York City.
Okay. And then look at the mods. You have Darth Maleficus, who's from Australia. You have
A lot of Aussies.
Santeria de Cure, who's from Ohio.
Ohio.
You have RC Nomad, who's from Connecticut.
Oh, Nomad. Dude, I gotta give a special shout out to Nomad. That's like my boy right there. I'm totally his wingman, man. I'll let him explain that at one point if we ever get him on the show.
Oh, we
that
will.
guy's awesome.
We will. And then just going down, you have Spark Valen from Michigan. You have Mason, who's from Texas. You have Katarina Ria. She's from Michigan.
Yeah, I think.
You have Karen Dorn, who's from Scotland. You have Chaos Maxdor, who's from Texas.
Chaos.
And that's just some of it. Like, we have French members. We have members from India. We have members from South America.
Members from India? Who's from India?
Caleb Toran.
No shit.
He's from India.
Wow.
And we have other members like Kalina, who lives in India now. We have members from all over the world. At one time, we even had more Australians than we did Americans.
Damn.
Exactly.
That's actually not cool.
So as for when you say TGC melting pot, it's a TGC melting pot. For the better or worse. Worldwide. So let's just go over some of the things which we do at TGC now. If anyone who just goes to the website, which is thegungancouncil.yuku.com, on the opening page, you see this wonderful blue design, which is created by, the banners were created by many of the members, and then the design itself was, I believe, done by Bethany Kismet. It's a beautiful design. I love it.
These are some sexy banners.
I am in love with it. But, you start off, you have operations and news, which is the rules and the history. There's a new thing which just started again called the Owner's Diary, where Keel, the owner, every single day he writes an entry about how many posts there were, different things that happened in history that day. Like, just opening it right now, the last entry was, there's one for today. May 23rd, 2011. This is what General Keel said. He says, "So what else is new at TGC? We are currently putting together a collection of real-life headshot images of TGC members on our official Facebook for a future photo project. Be sure to add your image today. In other news, our 1200-day countdown to the 10th anniversary of Attack the Clones rolls on. Only 331 days left. And for those of you who are counting, you're right. The Phantom Menace turns 20 years old in 2,917 days. Follow the countdown on our clock at the bottom of the board. On the role-playing front, the big story these past few months has been the Galactic Crusade. The Mammoth thread is on the verge of passing the 2,000 reply mark and setting a new TGC record as far as anyone can remember. Meanwhile, in TGC land, there are ongoing discussions about allowing new factions into the galaxy for the first time since last summer. Another discussion is currently addressing the idea of implementing a new system for planetary takeovers. The previous system, just the latest in a long line of failed systems, was shut down late last year. When this was posted, there were currently 38 users online.
That's wow.
Impressive.
Yeah, 38 users at any given time. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, really.
And yesterday when he posted yesterday's one, it were 40. And that's good.
Hey, 2 more is better.
Exactly. So, going down from the operations and news, you have the antechamber. What is the antechamber, Kat?
Oh, well, dude, the antechamber is kind of like where, you come in, you say hi, you introduce yourself, and then you do your thing. You can announce leave of absence there, returns, birthday wishes, advertise threads, whatever you need.
Exactly.
It's kind of like a general, news of the day sort of thing.
And happy birthdays and so on. Yeah, it's a quite popular place. Like today alone, just looking in there, let's have a look. We see 1, 2, 3 new faces came today.
Oh, wow.
Brand new. And one of them already has 45 replies to it. We hopped all over that one. And the other ones have 17 each.
Come on, man. With a name like Sinead.
Exactly.
Go for it. That's an awesome name.
And then just going down, we go into what we call our entertainment section, which is our main discussion forums.
Oh, good lord.
So we have Sophie's Corner. It's called Sophie's Corner number 2. Strange story about this one. It used to be called Dism's Diner or Shmi's Diner, based off of Shmi Skywalker from The Phantom Menace. And we got up to the point where there was like 21 of them, because there was a member named Dism who would blow up the diner in an RP about every other week.
The sad part about that is, I was never a member of TGC at the time, but I knew members who actually spoke of that.
Well, as the description says, it says Dism destroyed it 12 times himself, and then others destroyed it other times. And right now it's called Sophie's Corner number 2 because Mason, one of the staffers, blew it up a month ago. So it's the second one. And in the Sophie's Corner is where we have shenanigans. Like, you can have casual RPing shenanigans, get drunk, get wasted, do weird stuff. You talk about politics, you can talk about science, you can talk about aliens, you can talk about health, you can talk about how, you rant about how fat you think you are, or all sorts of crazy stuff you can do there.
You talk about that guy on the subway that was giving you the weird looks.
Exactly. And right now, actually, the main discussion in there, which is something we'll get into a little bit later, is called TGC Con West Coast, where myself and 6 others are down here in sunny California at the house of one of the members named Ticira Hawk, and we're having a TGC Con. We went to Disneyland, we went to the beach, we're going to the desert soon, we went to Pirates of the Caribbean together. We've done lots of crazy things together. And of course, there's lots of photos all over TGC's Facebook to show for it.
Dude, epic lightsaber battles. Seriously.
I got kicked in the face.
You did. But you wore a helmet. That should have helped.
I was a Roman centurion. Deal with it.
Dude, what do you want from me? Roman legions?
Okay, so... Et tu, Brute.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so then going down, we have the box office and entertainment, which...
That's like one of my favorite places, man.
So what do you do?
I don't post there much, but damn it, it's not crazy.
And that's where I definitely post all the time. I post all sorts of news because I love movies. I wanted to be a movie major at one time.
You know what you post a lot? You post a lot of this versus that.
Oh, I do. Really, but box office entertainment, that's where we talk about movies, sports, books, music, television, and comics. Basically, lots of things going there. There's lots of mega topics. Like, if you want to know what was happening in Pirates of the Caribbean, there's like upcoming X-Men movie news, upcoming, like, The Hobbit, for example. We've had a thread for Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit since the first Lord of the Rings movie came out. And that thread is mammoth. They've been going for years and years. Any news that comes out, we put it in there. Keel and I are very good at posting the news.
Damn, man. Look at that Pirates thread, man.
It's a beast, and that's one of 3 of them.
Yeah, really, man. 819 total replies.
Just for the 4th Pirates movie.
Yeah, not even like Pirates the franchise, just the new movie. That's it.
And then...
1 second. Oh, that's crazy. All right, hey, what you were saying?
In that form, we're currently looking for new staffers, and who knows, you might get a new staff from who knows where in the world for that, to fill that form. And what's the next form there, Kat?
Let's see, what do we got here? Well, we got Star Wars Cinema, an obviously good place to go. I mean, Star Wars, kind of the theme here. But this place is great, man. You can just talk about, like, everything Star Wars in here, man. Like, just, it doesn't matter. The movies, the books, expanded universe, TV shows, anything. That had to do with Star Wars cinema. It's just great. You can probably find a discussion in here about just about damn near anything Star Wars related. I mean, you go in and right there you got the Star Wars cinema archive with over 7,000 replies. I mean, come on.